Hey there, Mark Hepp with campgroundviews.com. Nobody knows more about campgrounds than us here at campgroundviews.com, and we're giving you a quick update on camping in Yellowstone for the 2023 season. So Memorial Day just passed. It was actually yesterday. I'm recording this on May 30th, 2023. Yellowstone was in the news last year in 2022 because there was massive flooding that caused a lot of problems within the park. I'm happy to report to you, as of today, all of the roads within Yellowstone National Park are currently open. That's actually big news. All of the roads are open within Yellowstone National Park. But what we're going to dive into is the campsite information. What I'm going to show you real fast, say you're watching this a month from now and you're like, well, what's changed? The fastest way to figure that out is go to the homepage for Yellowstone National Park and click on the alerts. I love the alerts, and this isn't just for Yellowstone, this is for all the national parks, because they actually have their public information officers maintaining this, so it's current information. So I will always start here, and I'll click into their information page and kind of scroll down. On that page for Yellowstone, underneath Visitor Services, there's this tab that says Eating and Sleeping. Click on that and click on the opening and closing dates for these areas. This gives you very accurate information. In fact, there's a few other tabs, like there's a map. If you're ever on it, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a map of Yellowstone National Park, and all the icons are listed for the different campgrounds. And right now it shows all of the campgrounds in Yellowstone National Park as being closed. In fact, I want to show you that, so just so you understand it. It's underneath here when you go Eating and Sleeping and then go Camping. If you click on that tab, there's this map here that opens up, and you'll see it right here. Everything is currently listed as closed. But as I'm going to show you right now, that information is actually inaccurate. I always go here to Visitor Services, Eating and Sleeping, Opening and Closing, and then go down the list. So the big thing about Yellowstone, if you're not familiar with Yellowstone, is that it tends to open in June. There's a lot of snow there. It was a really harsh winter this year, so got quite a bit of snow in different areas. In fact, Lewis Lake Campground is in that whole Lewis Lake area is currently buried in snow, so that area is closed. It will be opening up a little bit later on. So what we'll do is we'll go down this list. So if you're thinking about camping in these areas, here's their current status or estimated opening periods. This information I will take as being very accurate and useful for us. So Bridge Bay Campground is open. That opened on May 19th. The Canyon area, Canyon Campground is closed, or not closed, it's open, and it opened on May 26th. A lot of the other areas around here, Fishing Bridge RV Park is open. If you haven't been to that RV park, pretty awesome full hookup RV park inside the national park, that is open. I was about to say some of these campgrounds are closed, and we'll get to that here in a second. So Madison Campground, great campground by the way, Madison Campground is open. Mammoth Campground is closed, and they currently have it as to be determined. This area was damaged by the flooding. Honestly, when I see this at this time of year, it's highly unlikely that this will open, at least during the peak camping season. It may open in late August or September. Right now, there's no estimated opening date for Mammoth Campground. And Mammoth Campground is the only campground up near the Mammoth Hot Springs area. Otherwise, you have to go north into Gardner and stay either in the private RV parks or even go up into the mountains and stay in those Forest Service campgrounds. So that's big news that Mammoth Campground is closed. On the flip side, Indian Creek Campground is scheduled to open on June 9th. If you've never stayed at that one's actually a really nice campground. It's south of Mammoth and kind of unknown, but a very pretty setting. So Indian Creek Campground is scheduled to open on June 9th. Norris Campground. Norris Campground is an enigma for me and for a lot of people. So Norris Campground was closed in 2021 due to staffing issues. It remained closed in 2022 due to staffing issues and flooding. The only problem with that last piece there is it wasn't flooded. That campground is actually completely fine, but it's scheduled to be closed all of 2023 too. So know that Norris Campground is closed for 2023. Sad, because that's a great campground for tent campers and folks like that, but it's closed for 2023. Old Faithful area is all open, but there's no camping in that general area, but it's obviously a hot spot for people to go visit. The Tower area, so Pebble Creek Campground will be closed all of 2023. That one was absolutely damaged by the flooding. And then Slough Creek Campground, interesting. Pebble Creek's closed, but Slough Creek is actually scheduled to open on June 15th, while Tower Fall Campground is TBD, as in not until August, maybe September, if at all, this year. So Tower Fall Campground will be kind of off of my plans if I was looking at going to that area. Grant Village Campground is scheduled to open in a couple days here. It actually opens on June 2nd, which is irrelevant to you if you're watching this video on July 15th. It opened June 2nd. So, hey, welcome from the past. Lewis Lake Campground currently closed, scheduled to open on June 15th, but I would take that one with a grain of salt, given that it's not open yet. We'll see if they're able to clear out the snow and if the snow is even cleared down on the campsite. So Lewis Lake Campground is currently buried with snow. That's your quick update on the current status of Yellowstone National Park campgrounds and the projected status of those areas. As I noted, all of the roads are currently open within the national park, which is a good sign for folks that are heading there, either for the first time or for the other times, that, maybe a return trip after being there and not being there for several years. I wanted to give you a resource real fast that'll help you find really good information about campgrounds. This is campgroundviews.com. You'll see there's a virtual tour tab. I currently have it checked. When I uncheck it, my radius here is 100 miles. There are 184 campgrounds and RV parks within 100 miles of Yellowstone National Park. But when you drop into these virtual tours, that's where things become really special. You can actually click on these campgrounds, open them up. It requires a membership, so you got to be logged in. And when you log in, a virtual tour of that campground will load, and all you have to do is hit play, and you'll be driving right through that campground, looking at the roads and sites and whatnot to see them. It's a great tool for finding campgrounds and RV parks. And then information about those sites will be available as you look at those campsites, and you can actually click on those sites to get more details about them and to potentially book those campsites that you're interested in staying at. So Lewis Lake Campground Site 2, if you click visit, it actually drops you within the reservation engine for Lewis Lake Campground. So you can see what the parking area looks like, what type of unit may or may not be able to fit there, and you can continue to cruise through these campgrounds and actually find exactly what you're looking at. So a lot of virtual tours. We do this to help you go camping, and there'll be more of these videos coming soon. I hope you found this useful. Safe travels this year, and enjoy your camping.